Today on the Rural Project, it's time for a bit of housekeeping. All the felled trees are going to get booked to length and gathered and stored in the woodpile. Okay, so back again. It's rained solid for 2 days, and this morning it's pretty fresh, 10 degrees, but no rain, which is a good sign. So last time I was here, we took down that tree, or the two halves of that tree. So today's job is to actually move all this wood, put this wood back into the pile down there with the rest of it. And then what I'm going to do is the branch that's leaning across there, I'm going to take that down because it's going to come down at some point, so I may as well remove it while I've got all the gear here and before I build all the wood sheds. But before I start any of that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to load this up into the back of the ute, so this can be taken home as firewood for us, and then I can clear all these pallets and tin sheets out of the way, create myself some space. So that's the first job. Okay, so that's a ute tray loaded. Now let's get those pallets out of there, get that area cleared, get all these star pickets gone, my sawhorses moved, and I'll start preparing to pull some of those logs across and get them put into the pile. Okay, so 2 hours later, I had a few issues with the excavator earlier on, so turned it on okay, couldn't get the hydraulics to work or any of the electrics. Tried to turn it off, it wouldn't turn off. Long story short, after taking what felt like everything apart and pulling the mat out there, pulling the plate up, pulling the front off there and getting to the fuses behind, and pulling the ignition key or the ignition switch out and testing that, it actually ended up being a major fuse just near the battery there, near the 50 amp fuse. So I think when I swapped the battery out the other day and then put the actual clamp in that holds the battery in place, I think I must have shorted something out, and anyway it seems to be working now. So it's Chris here, back at the land again today. It's been a week since I've been down. Given it a full week, been busy at work, so I've allowed this to sort of try and dry out a little bit. We've had no rain all week, so this is how I left it last time. As you can see, I gave it the back scrape, put the dozer blade on free float and just backed over the area just to try and sort of smooth it out a little bit, try and get it to drain a bit better. You can see with the prints, the big kangers have been coming through. So they've had a bit of an explore. So what I want to do today, what you can see exactly in the middle of the picture there, the trunk that's laid on the floor, and the ones behind the excavator and the wood pile there, those ones I want to get those all either booked up so I can bring them down and put them into that wood stack there, or cut into lengths and pull them down with the excavator, one or the other. But yeah, the job is to get rid of those so that area is then clear. So let's get the boots on and get walking through the slop and see how bad it is. So just come in, done a 3.10 in here. As you can see, this is still very wet. a river of slime that's gone all the way down Slippery Hill there, as you can see, where all the water's been running, sort of washed away all the soft stuff. So I'm sure at the bottom there it's pretty thick. Let's get into it. Let's get these trees booked up, get this area cleared, get the excavator in there, and yeah, get it all tidied up. The thing I might do later on as well is bring the trailer in and start loading the trailer up with this wood. We need to get these wood stores out of this way as well. Not immediately, but they do need to get emptied. all I'm hoping now is I can pull this log out in one go. Those couple of trees that you see there, they need to come out because we're actually going to be excavating around here to make that tennis circle bigger. So I can get the chain on, I can pull this one out in one go with the excavator, pull it into that area as you can see in front of us. So I'll go get the chains and get this dragged out. I'm going to try and do a direct pull on this. So I've set the chain up so I shouldn't induce any roll, it's just a direct pull. The idea being that this should pull around, spin around first, and then I'll back the excavator up and try and drag it that way. We'll see. I think with it sitting on that log, I might end up with some strange movements. That small sapling there. But we'll see, because if I can get this out in one piece, that's really good. I'll be able to just lift that whole thing up and put it into the pile. So let's give it a go and see how I get on. Said it might not do as expected. As you say, just clip the corner of the wood pile there, but that's okay because that's coming out anyway. I think it's bent a star picket, but again, not too much of an issue. So I did pull down a couple of those trees, but I'll pull them out now. So we'll get the chains off, get that log and the saplings lifted and put into the wood pile. Final tree is hooked up to a chain. That little sapling that's laid on the floor, I managed to just get a strap around that as well. So with any luck, one pull should pull this piece of wood out and pull that sapling down with it, and then this area is going to be complete. Let's see how we go. And now it's time to start taking down the trunk of the tree that had a huge crack right down the middle, the one that I took down in the previous videos. So we'll see what the middle of this looks like. So now let's see, next layer down. As you can see, this thing was pretty rotted. It's kind of strange, it looks like roots that were inside the tree. Yeah, it's strange that, but wouldn't have been long before that whole thing had started to, the rot from the middle had actually started to spread its way out and the tree would have come down. I'm going to carry on now, take this all the way down, another 1, 2, 3 cuts, and we'll get that all the way down. As you can see at the moment it's breaking off into 2 pieces because the middle is hollow. Yep, we'll keep going. You can see here, scorpion. That's it down. Get all these pieces of wood now on the wood pile. Making good progress today. Basically all those pieces of wood there, and as many of these as I can today will get dragged and put onto the wood pile. So that's what I'll get on with now. So that's it for the day. I've done what I was after doing. So I've cut up all the tree that was in the middle of all those saplings. Cut that up, put it in a wood pile. Knocked this wood stump down from about 8 feet high. Cut that down so that's gone. Dragged all the wood that was in this area, pulled all that down. Everything that I want has all been pulled down. These pieces here, just a little bit too difficult to actually try and manoeuvre around the wood pile. So I'm actually going to go get the trailer now and load the trailer up with that wood pile, take that home. Next time I come, I'll bring the big trailer and we'll load the big trailer up with that wood, and then this area will be clear and I'll be able to pull out these stumps. Sorry, these logs. And the other thing I've done, the big stump that was there, so I've just taken that down from, I've taken 2 slices off it. I think that's as low as I need to go with this one. Everything that I've pulled out of the forest today has all been added to the pile. As you'll see, the wood pile is certainly growing. There's going to be once I get around to building these wood shelters, there's going to be a lot of wood to cut and split.